Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So I'm just going to be getting going here in just a moment. Just going to turn the music down just a tad there. Okay, there we go. How you guys doing, man? It's good to have you all as per usual. I do hope you are doing very well. And we are going to get going in just a second. I'm just going to go and grab a coffee. Like, literally, be back in a second. So I'm going to be like literally 2 seconds, and then we're going to get started. I forgot I had a coffee. I'm going to be right back. Okay, and I'm back again. Sorry about that there, guys. Just had to go and grab my coffee from downstairs. I forgot about it. I'm like, oh, wait. Okay, let's get everything set up, and then, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, okay. It's warm here today in the UK. How you guys doing, man? Let's go ahead and, I should put this in now. How you doing there, Rochi? Good to have you as always. Okay, then let's go ahead and bring the game up. There we go. Okay, so what do you guys think about last turn then? I think it was a rather... It's one of these, isn't it? We had some nice success, which is okay. We did ideally damage... Would have been nice to destroy some aircraft, but we definitely damaged some allied aircraft down on the ground at Sinkwang. So that's a good result there. We'll see the first battle for Numea this turn, which is obviously going to be a bombardment. We've seen another bombardment at Changsha. We see forces moving by Changsha. We see reinforcements on the rail lines, actually. So things are going well enough. Obviously, we'll have a first battle of Johor Bahru today as well, so that's going to be rather exciting. It is going to be led by an infantry regiment conducting a shock attack. So we are prepared for casualties, but at the end of the day, the entire point of it is just to try and catch this force out. Try and just cause a little bit of last-ditch damage to it while we have the opportunity to do so. But indeed, ideally we do actually catch the cruiser force. Now what I'm going to do here, then before I do forget, I'm going to start recording. There we go. Okay. And recording here, so at least I can upload the replay. Okay. Look out, XTRG, it's a trap. Okay. It does worry me a little bit, but then I don't exactly believe that one. I don't think he has that much in the way of intelligence to know we're the ones who are going to be entrapping him. But we'll see what happens. Maybe he has something up his sleeve that we're not aware of, actually. So it's going to be a rather intriguing one. It's nice to see him putting more names to the actual saves. It gives it a little bit of flavour. It's nice to have a bit of, like, antagonistic, like, banter in it. I suppose that's the best way to say it. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what happens here, then. Now, we obviously do note about the Allied submarines to the north. That's a bit of a shame. We did have a torpedo actually land one of our patrol boats last turn. Okay, so we do occupy that base there, just by Tulagi. There's a couple of others in the area. You can see those dot bases. Easier to see them at night, actually. Okay, so we do see plenty of submarines out here. We are going to be sending a large amount of actual patrol boats and destroyers, just basically anything that can throw some depth charges to that area. Oh, there we go, yeah, 23, 24. The patrol boats are actually destroying some mines as well. That's quite good. Well, it looks like they made it in there without taking any damage, so that's fantastic. He definitely laid a heavy amount of mines down there. We've done well so far to not actually be hit by any of them. Slowly but surely clearing the actual Porto Comac from the mines. Once it's cleared, then we can use it. We can see how much of a pain in the arse mines are. Eventually, they will disappear, but they are rather difficult to deal with. Okay, so we do see... okay, right, so we do spot the Tambor over here by Wake. Now, we are loading up troops, actually, so we have to hope for the best there. Is it my internet that's slow, or is the stream just not going through at the moment? Unfortunately, I suppose it's probably the internet there. I just have to say, refresh. Come on, start Roach, doing fine, doing the living and all that. That's pretty good, dude. I'm glad you're living. Oh, that's good, Van 80. Okay, so we have potential for a submarine attack at Wake. Let's hope it doesn't actually result in something being hit there again. We did see a large amount of ships by Johnson Island last turn. Okay, not terribly much in the way of actual submarine activity. Moonlight is currently 28%, so really a very uneventful night turn here. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so you can see the Suzuki over here. There we go. Now the issue is not all of our depth charges. I think these are the Type Mod 2? Yeah, the Type 2 DCs. So I think these depth charges actually do have a greater depth. I'm not entirely sure. We do need to upgrade a great number of our actual ships to actually use the superior depth charges that have a deeper detonation depth, really. Obviously, if you've noticed, we've had a lot of depth charges that just exploding above the submarines. So that's something that we need to really try and address as quickly as possible. How you doing there, Offmitar? Offmitar, it's good to have you as always. Not too much, actually. It's been a fairly uneventful night phase. We're just moving into the day here. Opening up with an ASW attack near truck. Ooh. Right, I-174 hits a mine at Brisbane there. That's unfortunate. I suppose we'll have to look out for that. Now, I did set the patrol along the coast. I didn't actually think it'd go through Brisbane. But we'll have her move back. That's just a shame. So we'll have her return to Trackman for repairs. That's unfortunate. Ideally, she does survive that. I imagine she'll be okay. How you doing, Veggie Killer? How you doing, Vacal? Not too much at the moment. Not too much. Hello there, Honor. It's good to have you as always, my friend. Okay. We are spotting allied ships there off the Australian coast. Ideally, we do pick up enemy targets. That would be very nice. And we do see that some forces are being detected by Luganville. At least they're being tracked by aircraft, I think it says. That's actually quite a nice... Yeah, that's something you don't see too often. All of them coming in at once there. That's actually pretty, I assume it's all of them. It seems to be very close to all of them. I don't think we've really seen anything like that in terms of coordination for a long time, actually. So that's quite nice. Yep, so we'll continue to hit the supply dumps over here. Hitting the runway doesn't actually matter. It's just the supply dumps that we're interested in. Yeah, that's all that matters. Okay, number 4 hits on the supply base here. 2 of them are damaged, but no losses, and obviously we are continuing to hit the air base here. That's an interesting change of tactics over there. Yeah, I mean, this is it. That's the benefit, isn't it? Obviously, that training... Well, that bombing over there will help to train them. Okay, so... What's he doing over here, then? Is he attacking the ground forces? Yeah, he's just going for ground attack. Okay, that's really interesting. I mean, fair enough, he caused some casualties there, but... okay. It's a little bit irrelevant, really. Come on, let's see some airstrikes off Australia. Right, we continue to spot ships at Johnston. That Chinese force is somewhere in the center there. I'm hoping that we actually see some airstrikes this turn. If not, it's not the worst thing in the world, because at least... Well, I mean, ideally, the Kiddibutai, if it doesn't strike, at least it'll... I mean, ideally it remains undetected. But we'll see what happens here. So far, rather uneventful turn, but this is one of the things, isn't it? It's like, there might not be something shooting and blowing up. Wow, okay, so we actually don't see any strikes from the Kiddibutai. That's unfortunate. But that's fine. We are aware of ships along the Australian coast, so actually, yeah, quite a bit of an anticlimactic... oh, she goes down. Okay, that kind of sucks. Okay, that's something we'll have to watch out for in the future there. Yeah, that really sucks. Okay, moving into the land phase. At least we'll see the shock attack now. And, right, okay, the 100th Chinese Corps there, 360. I find it really remarkable how that one maintains its strength. It's got to be wearing away at it somehow. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, the good news is obviously, like, it's not so much what you see on screen, sometimes it's obviously what's going on behind the scenes, so it'd be interesting to see what's going on. We did obviously pick up a lot of ships over by Australia. Well, a few ships, so let's see what we actually catch there. But it is good to know that we have detected ships there at all, because obviously that signifies that he didn't expect the Kidable Tide to be there. So that's good result there. Okay, now this is actually encouraging. You can see here one squad destroyed. Now that's actually a pretty good sign there. We probably didn't detect them. Unfortunate, really. I mean, it does say the weather forecast here is storm, so potentially it was stormy over that area. I'm not entirely sure if this relates to one particular area or not. We see the bombardment over here. The thing is, though, we didn't actually see the light cruisers. I don't know, maybe we missed them, probably due to the weather there. But the good thing is, ideally, he doesn't actually see anything of our assets in the area either. So that's always a good thing. That's always very important. And the thing is, it's like, I don't know how much he knows about our strength in that area. So obviously, the less he does know, the better, really. Bombs are small, ships are fast. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So we can see, yeah, it definitely looks as if he has moved in reinforcements here. I'm almost certain he has moved in reinforcements. So, obviously, that's due to the fact that the road there across the river is still open, which, yeah, that's fine. At the end of the day, the good news here, yes, we can see the fan bad for the Chinese force over here. You can still see Chinese forces moving along the rail lines. Okay, that's good. I want him to continue to feed more forces into the Changsha area. I mean, we do have plenty of divisions marching down here, whether we use them actually to deliver the death blow at Changsha, or potentially route around here and make our crossing against one of these cities here. Just, it wouldn't be a bad idea. It would be nice to have a coup de grace against the actual Changsha defenders and just wipe them out in totality. The Chinese forces do reappear at Chongqing in about 30 days after they're destroyed. They reappear here with about a third of their table equipment. So it's one of these things. The Chinese will come back, but they'll come back weaker. And then eventually regain their strength. But obviously we're going to keep on moving, keep that momentum going. You did recon the forces near Changsha, didn't you? Yeah, we've been doing reconnaissance over the city. I'd be surprised if we don't have that. Okay, so, as you can see here, we continue to use only the actual artillery regiments, and you can see how this is actually going to work. So obviously we do have some damage to our support elements, but you can see here, 35 casualties caused, 3 of his squads were disabled, he does lose a gun, that's good. But the good news is you can see 110,000 troops here, 540 guns active there. That's good. Basically, we want him to use his supplies. Basically, eat up his supplies. Shouldn't Chongqing be a high priority target then? My god, if I could take Chongqing tomorrow, I would take Chongqing tomorrow. The thing is, we've got to get to Chongqing. If we win a battle here, then we will... I mean, ultimately, we are aiming at Chongqing. That is the ultimate target there. But we have to break our way through the defensive lines over here. It's going to take some time. Hello there, Resnap. It's good to have you as always, my friend. Right, oh, thank God reinforcements are right. Well, that's good. So we can see the 1st Manchester Battalion, the 3rd Cavalry Regiment, the 1st Malayan Battalion, the SSVF Brigade there, and the 2nd Malayan Brigade. Oh, thank God they arrived. Right, they retreat across to Singapore, but at least we've given them a good hiding over here. That's good, very good timing there. Indeed, Tenno, Heika, Banzai. And there we go, we finally control Malaya. Okay, what were... Oh, very good. We actually do destroy 2 Kingfishers over here. That's very nice, then. Okay, so we can see here, terrain, operations mode, preparation, fatigue, shock. So we take 227 casualties. We inflict over 1,000 casualties there. Superb. Yep, they lose 47 vehicles, 5 guns, 87, 57. That's good there. That's very nice, then. So I think, had the unit been alone there, they probably would have had significantly more casualties. But it's a good job that our other forces did arrive just in time there. Very happy about that. Very happy about that. So we had the 143rd, we had the 112th, the first element there, and the third part. Obviously, you can see that the 124th Infantry Battalion is the one that has been at Mersing. They were the ones butchered, so we did have parts of it at Mersing. We had parts moving down Malaya. So it's good to see them getting some revenge there. Very good to see getting revenge. Yeah, definitely. And this is it. He was, as you can see here, operations mode, so he was in movement mode. Preparations are nil, pretty much. Fatigue, yeah, that's a very good result there. But it's nice to take out the aircraft as well, that's quite nice. Thank you very much, man, for the host, Tobias. Right, okay, so our first look at new mayor, the 4th Australian Brigade, the 39th, the 4th, the 5th Royal Australian Air Force maybe? Coastal Artillery Regiment, the 21st New Zealand Pioneer Corps, and our company, and the New Caledonia Detachment. So we actually do see some French troops over there. So we are looking pretty strong here, considering the strength of the 8th Tank Regiment, the 144th, and the 4th, plus the 84th, and the 63rd. 61st? Sorry. Looking pretty good there. So yeah, we should be able to take them out pretty quick, actually. And look at that, so you can see that we do open up with our guns, just, yeah, just right. Okay, so 5,620 troops, 73 guns, 12 vehicles, 183 assault value here. Yeah, I mean, look at the damage we inflicted there. So 25 casualties reported there, 1 non-combatant destroyed, 2 disabled, 25 casualties. I think we are going to have a nice time in Noumea. I think what we're going to do here then is spend maybe a couple days. I do want to get this supply into the area first of all, so I do need to make sure it's actually traveling down to Lafoa. But this is very, very encouraging. He doesn't have that much in the way of actual assault value there, so that's good. We do see the fact that he had some AA, which is interesting. What are French troops doing in a French base? Yeah, I know, right? I wonder how the new main entrenchments are, if not more than tier 1, I'd attack right away. I'd imagine he's going to have fortifications here. He's got to have fortifications. We'll take a look at the supply situation. We'll try and... Oh, wow, they're going for a shock attack. Okay. Now, this could add... Well, this could end quite badly for the 3rd. They do look to be quite heavily outnumbered, but they are in defensive posture, so let's see how this goes. Come on, 3rd. Yeah, they're going to take some damage there. Ideally, they can slow down this Chinese corps. We'll cut them off and destroy them. Yeah, they're taking some damage there. Looks like we'll retreat. Yeah, we retreat. Okay. 2,199 casualties, 483. Okay, that did hurt. Ouch. How many men did he have there? Okay. Yeah, 38,000 troops, so that's unsurprising there. Ouch. See, this is the thing. These Japanese divisions can be overwhelmed if they are attacked by overwhelming firepower. But this is interesting. It has slowed down that force. It is a shame to lose those casualties. But the disabled can be replaced. We still have the guns. At the end of the day, we do lose a few of them. Okay, that hurts. But then again, I don't think it's anything we can do about that one. Yes, okay, we are going to stop them over here. We'll have some more support. It's going to be difficult to try and slow them or destroy them. I'm going to have to look towards using more power there. But at least we know of them. I can potentially, potentially look at using... air power to destroy them as well. Bit of an oof turn. It's a good turn overall. It's a shame that we lost one of our submarines again. That's 2 within the last 2 days. Well, one each day so far, unfortunately. But we'll be able to manage with that. Just have to take more note of mines in the future then, of course. But overall, it's going to be very good. We had a successful shock attack at Johor Bahru. We do take the base, and now is the time that we begin for the final assault at Singapore. Gonna be very good. Very good. Overall positive turn. Okay. We'll be able to put our plan into operation here as well, which is going to be very nice. Okay. Right, let's take a look at that then. So we're aware there's about, oh wow, 69,000 troops there. That is a hefty force there. Let's see, what is the terrain here? Clear terrain. Yeah, see, I think we benefited from having the terrain there. It may be that we are forced to allow them to pass due to the fact that they might just have the over... Right, yeah, see, I did have the terrain there. I may not have the troops to actually stop them here at the moment. Such a shame. Did you save off the replay? Yeah, I'm going to be doing that now. It's going to bring the replay to an end here. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. And you'll see this live in just a little while. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do here then is start to upload the replay to YouTube. That should be nice. Welcome there, Infinite. Good to have you as always. Okay. Right, we'll start uploading that. That'll be awesome. Let's get the settings sorted out, and then that'll upload automatically. No, overall a very good turn. Overall a good turn. Unfortunate about the submarines there, but it happens. I also just have to be more mindful of the future. It does hurt with the Chinese forces there in a sense. I mean, losing 2,000 casualties isn't... It's one of these, isn't it? They were vastly outnumbered, so obviously he was to cause damage there. But we have detected that force. At the end of the day, I'd rather know about it, as we can do something about it. I mean, it's a large body of about 6,000 to 9,000 Chinese, so that is a large force. But at least we are slowing it down, so potentially gives us more options and more time to deal with that, actually. Okay. Right, there we go. So that'll be uploaded as soon as it's ready. Okay. And can you hit them with a few airstrikes? That might slow them down. Gives you a chance to get more of a roadblock. Yeah, this is it really. The issue is, it's like, we do have the 110th Division over here. We do have the artillery, we do have that going for us at the moment. The issue is, it's like, I can't fight them in the open. I may have to just use air power to try and assault it. It may very well be that we have to let it pass. It is a shame. I was hoping it would be a smaller number. But I suppose one way to look at it is, frankly, these forces aren't over here. We do spot another Chinese force over here. This is one unit though, so I should be able to deal with that. I do have a 12th moving down to that area there. Okay. Intelligence is good there over Wenchao. You can see there the airfield is 65 damage. Okay. I think in time we will be able to go about actually assaulting here once again. Possibly get some reinforcements in just before that to make sure that we do manage it. Like, for example, I could bring in the, which division is it now? There we go, there's the 39th Division ready at last. I do have an engineer regiment over here as well. Ah, yes, okay. They're to be sent down here to Wankao as well. Yeah, pretty much. Well, the units in the actual base there are taking damage. The thing is, it's like, we're not targeting the units themselves, we're targeting the airfield. The reason why we target the airfield is so we can actually hit the supply dumps there. What we're trying to do is basically starve him out. Okay, some more mortars will have them head over here to Wankao. Yeah, some additional engineers will be good. We should have some additional forces, potentially. Let's take a look. 160 is required here. Okay, so I can't really move some of these units. But you can see the 39th, my god, yeah, 39th was beaten up there. Yep, we'll have you travel to Shanghai where you can recover. Yeah, you're right there. And the thing is, it's like, it might be worthwhile it might just be worthwhile to move into the area. I mean, how far are we? Not too far out now. He's got another 40-odd miles to cross as well, so we do have some time there. These guys... Okay, they're making some good progress. Ideally, I can get the division in place beforehand, but it might be that we're able to slow him down. Okay, our forces here, let's take a look. Right, okay, I do have to decide if I'm going to march on Lushao or not. Looking at those numbers, I'm going to say no. Oh, we've finally crossed over here, though. Okay, well that's very good. Very good. Okay, I don't know if it's enough of a body to take out Nanning. So it might be that we march here to the south and march around to Nanning, or it might be that we have them make their way over here. It's a hard choice at the moment. It might be worthwhile to head for Nanning, but we'll see here. It's not terribly important, but obviously it would be nice to take control of that. We do need to find a way around here. Yeah, that's pretty much. It's just one of these things, it's like, I can defeat that Chinese body of men. It's just obviously we need to actually have enough troops in place to do that. It's like, you can imagine those troops there were really, they were pretty heavily outnumbered. They did have the advantage of the terrain though, so it does make me a little bit wary of fighting in, well, practically indefensible terrain, but at least we do have artillery. If you take the city between, you cut off the railroad. See, the thing is, it's like, I don't know. It is clear terrain. I'd imagine it would be fortified. It's just the fact that it has the 228 guns there as well. And we do have 205 guns. I just wonder if that we might be a bit too squishy there. Backfield in motion, we're going to have to penalise you. Yeah, I like that. Okay. It's something to bear in mind anyhow. This is, that's interesting. It's one unit over there. I should be able to deal with that. I wonder if he's actually trying to reinforce over here. But that is a little bit of a pointless task. It's like we have taken a beating over here, but we will take that. In the end, we'll take it. Okay. So let's take a look then. So we do have our possession now of Johor Bahru. With Johor Bahru, we capture 2,167 units of fuel. That's quite nice. 2,509 supply. The airfield is... The runway's a little bit damaged, but the actual service, yeah, service damage is not too bad. We should be able to have this in function order very, very quickly. But the good news is we do have some supply here, so we'll have supply moved down to this area. Okay. Resources here, of course, always nice. Okay. I'm glad that these men arrived. They arrived at just the right time there. Okay, so we're going to have them all rest here now. Oops. Yeah, there we go. We rest, and when it comes to actually moving on Singapore, I'm not going to send anything that isn't a division. It's got to be divisions that march on Singapore. Anything less than that will get butchered. Yeah. Unfortunately, the 144th is all the way out there at Noumea. Otherwise, I could have actually reformed the 55th Division. We'll have to potentially try and get that division, well, that regiment back into the Dutch East Indies somehow. Reform the division in time. Okay, so yep, they're going to rest there. We do have additional forces moving in. We do have the 15th Army now. We're going to have them obviously move down to Johor Bahru. The good news is obviously this is, yeah, we do have our forces planning, which is great. You can see that we have 100% over here now. 69 over here on the 5th, the 18th. I'd ideally like to cross with more than just 3 divisions, so potentially we might be able to put together another one, but we'll have to see. It looks like I can actually reform the 124th Infantry Regiment. Yeah, we do have some over here at Kota Bahru. I'll get them moving via rail. The good news is that we can actually move via the rail now, so that's superb. Yeah, we'll have them move down here to Johor Bahru. Just to think that very much was a time. Yokosuka 2nd SLF over here. Yeah, get them down there. Yeah, for a long time, we couldn't have ever imagined just saying, oh yeah, we'll move via rail. I fear what I might have done there. Okay, those forces moving out of Tarni. It's taken them a long time, but eventually they'll do that. It might be worthwhile to hold on to these Royal Thai Army forces over here, just in case. I mean, I don't believe... Well, then again, no, I think that'd be a little bit silly. They can remain in position here. You can remain here. Garrison that base. That one doesn't require a garrison, so we'll have you actually head to the north. Head to Bangkok. Hello, Star. Doesn't require a garrison, so they should be okay to head north. It's a fair, decent strength force as well, so it is always going to be handy up here. Okay. This has been taking the mick here. That's one of the actual real flaws with One Pacific, is just when it comes to like unloading and loading troops on. If you could, sometimes it's just annoying. Frankly annoying sometimes. Okay. Right. Let's see. Okay, so it's nothing of divisional strength, so there's no need to just put it on the rail lines. They can make their way down there. No, then again, might as well get them moving. Okay. Not take them too long to pack up, I guess. Okay, the air base is operational over here in Malacca. It's only a size 1, so there's not much point keeping the engineers there. What I'm going to do, though, is... Let's see. I'll leave a Yokosuka here for the time being. I want to have them rest. They're not going to be taking part in the battle anyway. Okay. So we've been repairing Quantan over here, that's good, okay. Obviously it'll take a little bit of time, but it should be done. A decent amount of supply actually in the base now, so that's pretty good to see. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Coral Sea then. Ah. That's interesting. Oh, hello. It looks like we discovered some tankers over here. Now that's listed as AO, which is interesting. Oh, wow, okay. Wow. There's not many things that make me as happy as that. That is the half of the Kitabutai there that is unspotted. That's good. Yep, unfortunately we didn't actually tackle these guys. Seems it has it split. It said 3 ships before, so it's saying 2 now. Maybe we're not detecting the 3rd. But yeah, it's unfortunate. We did put our plans in place over here, but unfortunately he slipped through. I suppose this is it really. We expected maybe attacks over here, but he decided to not do that. Which, fair enough. Okay. But that's not a bad thing. At least it is moving to the Kitabutai. So that's very handy. Indeed, what could possibly go wrong? I think we are going to have a think about what we're going to do with the Kitabutai here. We'll have a think about that. Okay. Obviously you did take damage. But the good news is these guys can continue to head back now. So that's good news. Okay. Yep, they're going to go ahead and return to track. I put half the planes on port attack. See, the thing is, it's like, well, the thing is, he doesn't know. He doesn't know about the Kitabutai, which is excellent. See, it would be a different situation had he been aware of the Kitabutai. He'll be aware of aircraft. He'll be thinking, he'll have some sort of idea something's up. He'll have some sort of idea. Though it's a little bit of an interesting situation down here for South Pacific, because at the end of the day, it's like during the actual turn, we saw, from his point of view, like, oh, Japanese torpedo bomber detected. So the thing is, the game, well, I mean, this is it, it's hard to differentiate sometimes. Perhaps in his operational log, it might actually differentiate between H6K4 if he gets good enough like detection over the actual aircraft itself. But ideally, he won't have a idea over Australia. So he may interpret that as a H6K4 reconnaissance sweep. Who knows? Okay. Right, so we did run reconnaissance over here. I think we'll assume, yeah. Okay, it looks like they're empty, so that's good news. We'll get some actual shipping down here then. We'll get some forces down here to these islands ASAP. I'd like to get that done within the week, if not sooner. We'll see if we can do that right now, actually. Excellent. So, yeah, we do see a large amount of mines here. Impressive amount of mines. The good news is they haven't actually destroyed anything as of yet, so that's good. Okay, you can see that there's only 716 supply here, so it must be moving down. Okay, so they are unloading, which is superb. That's a good amount of supply over here. So it must have actually... Yep, okay, so we can see that Lafoa, we do have 4,999. Oh, yeah, we're going to keep that down there. Right, we'll set that to about 1,000 doom. Right, ideally we didn't have too much in the way of wastage there. That's actually a much smaller force than what I was expecting there. That's significantly smaller than I ever expected. Though... I could launch the attack, but I think what I'm going to do is spend a little bit more time on this one, actually. I could look to bombard with the mortars. See, the thing is, we've got to bear in mind the actual strength of these forces. I'm going to need these forces to go onto other targets. I don't know, I might decide on that one. I don't know the level of fortification. There's not that many guns there. And, well, then again, I mean, the thing is, how many guns did we actually see? I think we saw, what was it, like 70 guns? Right, new mayor. Okay. 73 guns. 183 assault values and no joke. We don't know how close he is to sending reinforcements to New Mayor. I doubt he's sending reinforcements to New Mayor. I'm pretty sure he's considered the island just basically a lost cause this moment. Depending on your New Mayor force composition, you could send the smallest and most useless unit to make a deliberate attack to see what the fortifications are. I mean, this is it. It's like potentially so, but the thing is, it's like each unit is precious. I think what we will do then is, I'd love to know what kind of guns he has. I would like to know that. No, I'm not going to use the mortars as of yet. They just don't have that range, do they? We'll continue with the field artillery regiments here to bombard. The thing is, we're using 15cm guns. We also do have the 75. I mean, these are smaller, like much smaller. It's really these 15cm guns doing a lot of the damage. We'll continue. At the end of the day, this is going to be using supply that he has in the base as well. I don't know how much he has in the way of supply, but I'd rather do this. What I could potentially do is move a search aircraft down to Comac maybe, or somewhere nearby. Run maybe some reconnaissance over the actual base there, try and boost that. Yeah, we don't have much in the way of detection, so we'll try and boost that. I've got the Jags over here, so we could run reconnaissance with these guys. That'd work out fine. They've got a lot of fatigue, actually. Okay. We did see AA, so I'm going to run these guys at about 10,000 feet. What's the distance here? 10, okay, so you do need to do that. I don't have any aviation support here, so I can't move them to Comac. Right. W7 and W8. They're going to have some orders here. I'm going to go ahead and send the Destroy Minesweepers carrying the, well, carrying some men from Comac down to Norfolk, Lord Howe. Though I might go for Raoul first, Raoul being the one first out there. I think that one would be the most important. Though we'll see. It's a hard decision, isn't it? Because I'm going to move it into an area where there's no infrastructure. So maybe we move on that. I don't know. I'll look to move a third force there. But I think these guys go for these two islands over here. We don't know if these islands are garrisoned really or not. I mean, we did run some some reconnaissance, but it's not exactly like, yeah, there's nobody here. It's like there could be there, but we just didn't know about it. I've got a bear endurance in mind as well. Okay. Yeah, we need railroad guns. That'd be nice. These guys are 750 tons, which is good, so at least I can get them docked up and move pretty quick. Right, there we go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking there, Resonance. Obviously, we are taking a risk here, sending ships out by them lonesomes. We don't know if he has any aircraft. We haven't detected anything, so we'll see. There's no flag in Raoul, so it's not occupied. I mean, he does own the base. Like, this is allied. Does belong to the allies, but he doesn't actually have a base there. It's like Lafoa. It's like it belongs to us, but we don't have a base there. Well, we have a base, but we don't have any forces there. Like, you know what I mean? It's like we have a base there. It's owned by us. It doesn't have to necessarily have any troops there. It could have troops there without being a base. Is what I'm trying to say. And I can't remember, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to say something and it just came out like blah. Okay, let's go ahead. Right. Can they not do amphibious? They can do amphibious. Yeah. Okay, that's good news. Awesome. So your home port to Comac. Okay, I'm really glad they can do that. Oh, can they? Damn! Okay. Looks like we're going to have to do fast transport then. Oh well, it's not too bad. At least they'll be here anyway. I mean, I could pretend. Nah. You can't load troops either. Okay. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, I'll take some supplies. It's not like they can carry much anyway. Yeah, they're not going to exactly carry much. Yeah, this is it. You're going to have, like, force near Raoul. Okay, there we go. It shouldn't take them long. They can't exactly carry much. Yeah, they really can't carry much. One day, apparently. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. So we'll get these forces moving here then. So what I'm going to do then is, ideally as soon as they are ready, they will go. Right, Norfolk. Though, you know what? Let's see. Let's take a look. Who's got the endurance? 2180, okay. Right. Gotta be bold. We've got to be bold. I've got to get that island. We do have a... Right, okay, yep, they're kind of a supply in there. That's superb. Awesome, okay. Right, we have the escort over here. I mean, at the end of the day, they are destroyer escorts, up to 85% here, so we are getting closer. They are destroyer escorts, so it's like of all ships, they're not too bad. It's like they'll have some ability to evade, which is nice. Okay, what I'm going to do here then, so if we take a look. So we have 140 mines, so... Ta-da. There we go, so we've got somebody to actually tend the mines now. So the mines here at Luganville won't go to waste anymore, which is good news. That'll help to keep the base secure. Now, I do have some naval forces over here. I have elements of the 52nd and the 61st. What I'm going to do here then, form new task force. I don't know. Do we have anything that can actually do an amphibious? I don't need to move that many men. I do have a DD though. Amagiri. She does have 27 system damage. Which is a Fubuki. I do need to get them heading back to Japan. But that speed is hard to ignore. She doesn't have any flotation damage. I think she's good. Okay, we're going to have Amagiri do this. She can pick up fuel from the ships over here. Right, I want you to take elements of the 52nd. She can carry more troops and she can carry more supplies, so that's quite nice. Okay, yeah. Amagiri's going to do this. Have her replenish... Obviously not that. Undock. There we go. Right. Perfect. How long is this expected to take? Unknown, really. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to have the Amagiri head to Raoul. She's a good class of ship. She does have some surface, well, systems damage, but she's more or less ready to go. It is taking a risk by sending her. But it's one of these things, isn't it? She's going to be there in significantly less time than something else. I think speed is something of the essence for us. She's a lone ship moving out there. Ideally, we might be able to slip through. And there's always the off chance that we do discover something on the way over. So we'll see. Okay. So you're heading to Norfolk. You will head instead now to Lord Howe Island. Okay. I think that is the best thing I can do there. So at least in this respect then, let's take a look. Yeah, you look at that. I mean, she'll be... Yeah, so that's one... What's this? She's making very good speed there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... I don't know about that much. Speed is the essence of war, yeah. Well, speed is very important, isn't it? I think we'll... Yeah, I think sending a destroyer there to Rule Island is probably the better idea. I can get some more submarines heading down to Auckland now, depending on the fuel levels. But I think this is it. At the end of the day, a destroyer is infinitely more capable of defending itself than a destroyer minesweeper. It's that that difference. It's 11 knots of difference, which is important. I think it's a worthwhile cause. I mean, of course, she does have some damage. She's an important class of ship, but I just think in the position that she's in now, it is worthwhile using her. I've got to... I think this is it. We've got to really push on this area. Got to really push on it. I don't know if I'll consider a deliberate attack as of yet. I'm a little bit... I don't know, maybe. That one's definitely bloody spread out. Yeah, see, some forces have a decent amount of planning, but most of them do not. It isn't the worst thing to be a little bit more apprehensive then. Right, stockpile here. You do have a limit of 8,000, so that's good news. Detecting the same ships there again. It is a big shame that we lost the submarine over there. Gotta be careful, haven't we? Seven ships. Very nice. Kobayashi Maroon. That name rings a bell. What class of ship is she? Because it does ring a bell. Okay, at least we've got our ships off. Yep, that's good. Yep, our forces are unloading over here, which is excellent. Star Trek. Fair enough. I'm thinking, like, I've heard that name somewhere. I bet you guys figured, yeah, he doesn't really watch Star Trek, does he? Oh dear. I've seen some of the Star Trek episodes. It's just one of those things that just like, yeah, see, this is it. And this is the difficulty when you have things like in the Banzai. Like, you can imagine, he might have just simply gone that way. But hey, it is what it is. The good news is, our forces remain undetected. Well, they are detected, actually, which is interesting. We're aware that he does have aircraft in the area. I'm gonna have to deal with that. What did we see at Johnston? That's a fair old amount of activity. And here we go. Excellent news. We do see the 457, which is the Akagi Maru, slip out of Midway. Excellent news. Carrying some supply there as well. And, of course, the men. Yeah, okay. Slowly but surely we are making our way through the damage here. Kobayashi Maru is a test to see how you handle an unwinnable situation. I like it. Yeah, it sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. Okay. Yeah, looks like the subs are pulling back to replenish. I should probably try and get another escort in there. And there is the mighty Minikidubutai. And he's also unaware of her. That's good to see. If I remember the right way to solve that. Okay. Our forces from Devour moving up over here then. Yeah, it's going to take them a little while, but once they do move to Malay Ballet, then at least I actually do have a way to retreat if necessary. Or we could even send them to reinforce, so there's an option there. Okay, so what we're going to do here then is go through the operations report then. Kawa Maroon. Okay. Crashes on landing, that's a shame. Allied floatplane sighted over Savai, Sing Savai. He's definitely doing something over at Savai. He definitely has aircraft at Pago. See, this is the thing, it's like, he's continuously running reconnaissance over Savai. He must be using it just for training exercises, but the thing is, it's like, it's all well and good, but the thing is, it's just giving away the fact that he's aircraft there. I feel all we have done is awaken a sleeping giant and fill him with a terrible resolve. Admiral Yamamoto. Indeed. But we'll be victorious. Yeah, share about the I-74. I-174. Interesting. Yeah, zeros there in the pool. Right, okay, so these are to return to Japan, the I-15 and the I-22. As well as the Ayoko Maru. It is interesting to see that not that much in the way of submarines were detected, but we'll keep this up for a little while. Gives us a better chance to get forces in here. In fairness, there's not a huge amount that we need to do in this turn as of yet. Not a huge amount. Okay. I could add one to the reserve there. Right, the Kashai needs to get moving. We know there's a submarine over here. I'm gonna have you dock, I don't want to lose you. He's aware of her. Okay. I'm gonna cut and pick in a minute. I mean, when in Rome? Okay, we'll go over our intelligence here then. Heavy volume of radar transmissions detected at Perth. I mean, that basically confirms that Perth is active. Right, okay. So I don't know what he has here, but obviously you can see the fact that there are ships over here, there are aircraft over here. Okay. You know, I've just got a feeling now this turn isn't going to take us too long to actually get through. I don't think there's a too terribly large amount to actually do. Our forces finally making their way down there. I don't know why they weren't going there beforehand. I must have accidentally cancelled that, but they're moving. I'm still wondering what he's doing here, Musanga. Musanga? How the hell you pronounce it? He's got to be up to something. I just can't imagine what. It's like, okay. What are you trying to achieve there? Okay, you were to pick up something. I think it was engineers. Probably engineers. I feel like it was engineers. Okay, here we go. So loading has completed over there, which is good to see. We're currently loading supplies here, so it looks as if the 48th Division has been completely loaded, as they appear to be loading just the supplies here at the moment. I don't have a huge amount of pescadores, so I'm going to tell them to stop that. So cancel. Loading completed here of the 38th, that's good to see. 38th and 37th. Excellent. And we have the 5th air. There we go. What guns do we have here? 15 centimeter howitzers. Okay. There are some ships I can actually have upgraded, so I'm going to have a look here before we do set out. Oh yes, they're docked, aren't they? Right, the Fubuki stays. Take the Kagero. I do often wonder what the point is of light cruisers sometimes. It's one of those, it's like, I often feel like, am I maybe going to be sending them to their death? I don't know, maybe they have more use. It's the fact of their endurance, it's not exactly great. And they are first event destroyers. It's like, if we take a look then, they've also got an okay amount of gun value. It's just the fact, I mean, it's really the torpedoes that they bring, more than anything. And that's only really due to the fact that, I mean, they do have more torpedoes than destroyers. I suppose that really is the reason to bring them. I don't know, we'll take a look if there's maybe an upgrade for them. The Oi and the Kilgore, they need to remain behind, or at least they're going to be moving with surface action groups due to that they have these redonkulous amounts of torpedoes. That's excellent. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to hold off here then for the time being. With at least some of those ships. Yeah. How you doing there, Reinhardt? It's good to have you as always, my friend. Yeah, we've got the 2 torpedo cruisers over there, which is quite nice. So we'll be able to make use of those. It does make me wonder where we'd make use of those. I mean, it's like, is it worthwhile to potentially hold on to them to have them converted to the Kaiten cruisers in the future? But obviously that is in a few years from now. But let's go ahead. What we're going to do here then is take a look at these forces. So the Oi, which is going to be disbanded. Yeah, get a calming. I read an alternate history book that explored several of the major battles in the Pacific. It explored how if the original battle plans that were changed by circumstances had gone through with those changes, and what the possible outcomes would have been. That's really interesting. And this is it. You could literally spend all day going through these potential outcomes. It is interesting though, anyhow. Right. Where do I want these engineers? I'm going to say I want them by truck. I'll be able to do quite a bit better. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I've got engineers that can move to the Kurils. This would be just unnecessary. Kinetic army shall disband. Right, they're moving out. Okay. I do wonder if it would be actually... I might have them begin to make the journey to Pico. It might be worthwhile. They're going to be heading by truck anyway. So we'll get them heading that way out. But it might be... See, what I'm thinking here, for example, is... also, we'll detach forces as we near the area. We are taking our air headquarters, we are taking some AA, we are taking some artillery. I think the artillery and the tanks can go with the division, that'd be really quite welcome. And potentially we do have some other forces on board there as well. Maybe the AA guns, but I don't know. I just think it's like, as far as it goes with the AA, it's like, it's only really useful on hardened targets. Well, basically on targets that he has to take. Like, I could probably drop them off maybe at, I think probably drop them off at the Marianas wouldn't be a bad idea. Sort of easy, isn't it? Like the Japanese. I don't even. To be fair, it's like, where the hell do I use my AA guns? Because they're not exactly cracking. But I'd say probably. Maybe. I don't know. If I have them sent to the Marshals, there's the possibility they are destroyed. I think probably we'll have them sent to the Marianas in terms of the actual AA guns, potentially. We'll see. I could maybe have them sent down here, but even then, it's like, are they going to be wasted? We'll see about that. But what I'm thinking here potentially then is we'll have the actual 48th just begin to move down this way. Or at least I could have them move to survive, but if I move them to survive, obviously it gives them time to react there. I want to come in here basically, just go straight for Pico. There's going to be a decent force there, I'd imagine, and it's basically his main operational base in the area. I do want to get some forces moving out here to Palmyra as well. I want to get something out here. I want to establish control over the Line Islands. We've got to get something moving. Okay. Just gonna have a sip of the old coffee here then. Always goes cold, but hey, I don't mind. So what do you guys think so far then? We'll just have a little bit of a reflection period here at the moment. That's good coffee. Okay. We don't need to, we're not going to be hitting any ports at the moment. It's a good question though, Cal. I appreciate it as always, my arch thruster. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. Now that is supposedly reporting Oilers. I'm going to say that's probably wrong. I'm going to say that's more than likely tankers. Which obviously are still a target, but I can't imagine it being anything like that good. Yeah, shame about that. Oh, so he loses 4 Kingfishers today. That's nice. He loses a Catalina as well. Very good. Very good. I believe I can actually rebuild these. Oh no, can I not rebuild these ones? I'm sure there's a way you can rebuild, but I don't know if you can rebuild them. Okay. I think we'll have a show house soon. Ah, there we go, 4 days. 4 days until we have a show home. Excellent. She's going to have a week to basically build up experience there for the crew, get that running experience. A couple more subjects will be coming out soon. We do have another AG over here, the Kinasaki. That's very nice. 30 days, only 36 days until we have the seaplane cruiser, very nice. Akitsu Maru is being accelerated as we discussed in one of the previous episodes. So we'll hopefully have her in the near future, which is going to be very good. We do obviously have the fleet carriers being accelerated as well. We do have 2 escort carriers being accelerated too. So very handy. Yes, the Unyo over here being accelerated. Very nice. At the end of the day, be welcome. They're not the fastest things ever, but at the end of the day, it's just additional aircraft capacity. Can't wait to get the Yamato. Can't wait. She's probably going to get torpedoed, but hey. It'll be a gigantic waste of expenditure, but hey, it's cool. Right. Yeah, so obviously we'll receive those for Shoho. I do receive some in the Philippines and a couple here and there in Japan. It's all good. At the end of the day, I can resize the squadrons and use them for the training. The only real one that does matter is the Misawa KUK-1, which is the G4M1 Betty's here. That'd be quite nice. How you doing there, Sergeant Harimia? It's good to have you as always, my friend. Welcome to the stream. Okay. What I'm going to do here then is just save it, then I'll open it up in a window. It lets me do a couple things. There's a few things I do need to take a look at. We do need to take a look for the Fubukis and see if we can send some ships home to be upgraded, which would be quite nice. Right, I was going to make sure that we save that there. It is a shame that we didn't pick up his cruisers, but the good news is he still doesn't know where the Kitabutai is, which is excellent. The even better news is the fact that I don't believe he's aware. Actually, I'm not going to quit the game as yet. I'm just going to open up a window just so it hasn't gone through correctly with the save. It doesn't just, like, die on me, so it kind of suck. Okay. Right. Okay, we'll go ahead and open this up. Okay. So Infinite, being a gentleman that he is, did send me some advice. Ship upgrades are a 9 for Boogies. That upgrade, okay. They go from 55 AA0 DC to 219 AA and 4 DC. That's very good. Okay, so we are aware of the fact that we do have a Fubuki over here at Takao. Is it Takao or is it Pescadores? I think it's Pescadores, isn't it? Yes, Pescadores. No. It is not. That's a whole hell of a lot of AA though. I'm not gonna knock that. Also, we do see a pretty radical change in the Kitakami's role there. Obviously, you see the diminution of the actual torpedoes. But one of those things is, it's like with the torpedoes, it's like you can't unfortunately use it against like a formation. It's just against one ship, and with how the mechanics work. Okay. Right. So they're not over here. Yeah, this is it. It's hard to say where they should be used. They're quite the specialized cruiser though, so it's one of these things we don't want to just like use them and lose them. Right, show ship should you upgrade. Allowed to upgrade. Must be due to the fact that they're not in port, perhaps. Ah, there she is. She know me. How's she away? 2,090 tons. Okay, awesome. The good news is we do actually have some repair shipyards over here. Yeah, 5,000. Perfect. Just what I need. You're going to head over here to Okinawa, to Naha. And you're going to disband when you arrive there. Okay. Auto disband. Yes. Yeah. You can see here the upgrade is currently available. So if we take a look at the moment, so obviously you can see the layout here of the Fubuki, you can see there the 12.7 centimeter guns, the torpedoes, the AAMGs, and the 25mm Type 96. So she will upgrade then. Okay, so you can see there we do have a depth charges, which would be fantastic. How many transports have you lost in terms of like APs or just a few? The vast majority have been off the coast of Mersing, unfortunately. But I mean, this is it. It's like at that point of the game, I just don't have the experience I do now. And even now, it's obviously I'm not like some kind of expert. Yeah, she went down December 19th, so that was the wars off the coast of Malaya. But obviously she died to the American carrier attack. I've lost a few of these transports. The vast majority have been off the coast of Mersing, I'd imagine. Near Wake. Yeah, coastal guns near Truck, Talawa, Savai. I mean, those went down to combined firepower of the cruisers in that area. San Fernando. Rabal. She's a shame to lose. Yeah, a few off Mersing. Kutabaru, Talawa. Yeah, they went down to bombs there. Nice looking ship. Yeah, we sank some nice ones here. I still don't know what happened to the President Coolidge. I don't think we know about that, do we? Maybe we destroyed her, maybe we didn't. I'm glad that we sank some of these Harris class though. They're very nice. I don't know how many he had in that class, but we did sink 2 of them. But Mariposa was actually worthwhile. I'd imagine the President Coolidge would have been worth quite a lot as well. We did see a very large troop transport around Surabaya. Or Surabaya, I don't know how you pronounce it. That was some while ago. That was obviously just off the coast of Java. I mean, we did have the submarines run into them, but yeah, just couldn't get the kill there. Just couldn't get that kill. She would have been worth quite a lot. Alas. Alas. Sincerely doubt these. But no, Houston went down. Yeah, so she went down to the 20 centimeter gun, so obviously from a heavy cruiser there. They're probably all alive. Okay. Ideally, we'll be able to pick up more targets soon. Right. So you're moving out over here, then. Kawamaru or Kawamaru. She's not that heavy, so I could have the I could have her sent to Naha. Though it depends actually on repair shipyards. Oh yeah, I tell you bloody well, I've got a repair shipyard at Pescadores, haven't I? God, how did I forget about that? Oh, that's bloody brilliant. Okay, yeah, you can head over there. That's silly of me, isn't it? Okay, disband here. There we go. What's the Allied Task Force by Clark Field? Yeah, it's a bunch of PT boats. Don't know what it's doing with them. Can't imagine anything great. Okay, upgrade is going to be available. Ah, it's fantastic then, so we can get you upgraded now. There we go. Hello there, Paul. Good to have you. I'll tell you what, I can't remember how you're doing that. I think she should start the upgrading process next turn then. We signaled yes. She probably just has to go a day and then she'll start okay, yeah. I'll go ahead and take a look then at Hong Kong then for you therefore. So as far as it goes for repair shipyards, we do have 50,000 tons of capacity. Obviously a lot of that is taken up there by the Congo. Let's see. She's low. These guys are undergoing pier-side repair at the moment. Oh, so they're going to have to go in for shipyard to have that major damage removed. Yeah, we'll have that engine damage worked out. Could be quite a few days there for the Maya, but that's fine. At least she's undergoing repairs, which is obviously what we want there. Okay. So you're heading for Pico. They're heading to truck at the moment, obviously, to take those engineers out there. It's going to be fine, Paul. We'll wait for some ships to finish off and then we'll have them sent elsewhere. The destroyers aren't going to take too long. Okay. So we haven't detected submarines around here for a little while. It doesn't mean that they're not there. Moonlight is at 28% at the moment. Gunboats over here, okay. Right, you're unloading, let's see. Return to the pool there. That Chinese unit there, we've only just spotted it. It is showing as like one unit listed. So we're unsure at this moment in time, actually. Hmm. $10,000 tons to work with over here at Saigon. Let's take a look. Alright, we'll set you up for those repairs, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the ships under repair, man. So we've got the I-124, we've got the I-166, we've got the Hirokawa Maru. Okay, obviously you need... Yeah, these all need to be on the actual shipyard. What's the way to the actual submarines? 1140, 1575, 6840. We'll have the submarines go first one, of course. Okay. I'm going to have you place on high priority. The reason being she has less to be repaired, so we'll be able to get her out there sooner rather than later, which would be quite nice. At least we get to get that going for us. Okay, yeah, that works for me. Alright. There's a lot of ships over here that I do need to make use of. It's nice to have that floating stock though. Your return event to replenish, that's good. Right, the patrol boats have arrived over here, which is excellent. Decent amount of fuel here. Okay. So what we're going to do then is we're going to set you up on patrol then of Marie. Though it does make me wonder, are we potentially setting ourselves up for a air attack over here? It's hard to say. So these zeros over here then, how are they looking? So 13 fatigue. Fatigue is dropping, but we do need to actually have them continue to rest. What I'm going to do then is increase the amount of aircraft on rest, actually. These level bombers need to be moved out of here ASAP, really. They're in Kamran Bay at the moment. How are they faring in Kamran Bay? Let's take a look. Yeah, they are over capacity here. And what we'll do then is we could have them moved... Well, they're on the rail line at the moment, aren't they? That does make me wonder. I think what we'll do then with the KO-21s, I think the issue is it's like we need to build up the stock again, and I can't keep on losing them. So I think what we're going to do then is we'll have them move out via rail, potentially to Hanoi. Let's take a look. Or we could always have them move out automatically. Well, fly out there. Where do I have a decent amount of aviation? I could do with having them move out to Pescadores or Formosa, actually. The bombers are flying from Takao. Now, Takao has huge amounts of aviation support, so we'll have them flying to Takao. At least then they can operate alongside their fellows. Right, if they go to Takao, they go. We'll use these bombers then against his forces in China. I'm going to go ahead and commit more air power to China now. I think the thing is, it's got to the point now where I can't really use these aircraft in Malaya for the time being. So if I'm going to actually exercise bombers in China, I need to make sure that I actually protect it. So we'll look towards actually getting a second KF-43 squadron up in that area sooner or later. Need them for the escorts, really. A5 and 4 squadron there, obviously they did used to be a 0 squadron. We did take their 0s and had them downgraded to the A5 M4s. But we can use them as a train squadron for the time being, which is always handy. Always good to make use of them, really. Okay. The good news is I'm going to have a lot more bombers to send out against Wankao. Yeah, 1Cs over here, they need to be moved out. So currently they're at Hankau. So we'll have them shift over to Hankau. Oh, right, what's that? Okay, give them the drop tanks. Right, move to Hankau. Right, okay, you can see that we have 38 of these guys over here now, which is excellent. Do they need the drop tanks? It's only 4 hexes away. Seems a little bit overkill. Right, we'll reduce that down to 5 hexes. I don't want to put any additional strain on the aircraft. We do have quite a few over here, but they are going to quickly reach a high level of fatigue if we keep doing that. Okay. What are the pilots like? Decent for the most part. We're aware of aircraft over here. What did we see attackers? Did we see the H-81s out here? Or I think it was like SBDs or something. A-29 Hudsons and SB-3s, okay. So we haven't seen the H-81s actually deploy as of yet. That leads me to think that they're still in the area then. Just he's not used them as of this moment. We're not seeing any other activity in China at this moment in time. At least one I can actually detect. He's going to be happy about that one, but yeah, it's a very large force. It's very difficult to stop. So what we're going to do here then... Those Ki-27s like potentially have moved to Shanghai. Than you are led to believe. How you doing there, Fury? Where did you get the time from? And of course I go by 6 PM GMT plus 1, so maybe that was the issue there? It's unfortunate that you didn't get to see the start. It's been okay. It's been okay. It's been a fairly, a little bit anticlimactic, but it's okay. Right, let's see. Am I running reconnaissance over Wankao? Somebody is. Must be from over here, actually. Oh, okay. That's weird. Strange. I mean, the best way to find out is really just like follow the Discord, or obviously I always put like some message out at some point. It's rare when I don't. I do try to be quite good for that one. But yeah, if I'm going to stream, it's usually 6 PM. Pretty much without fail. But it's good to have you, now that you're here. Okay. So what's my aviation support over here in Shanghai? Let's take a look. So I have... Right, support we're lacking. So we've got about 80 there. That should be sufficient, and it's about 5 hexes. What's the range of the Ki-27? The 27 has range... 4... Oh, how you doing there, Justin? It's good to have you as always, my friend. Yeah, this is the other thing, isn't it? It's like, obviously names change on this. Right, we'll have him... oh, okay. That might be why. I should be able to operate them under normal... oh. Is it due to the... yeah, it must be the base type. No issue. Okay. Let's take a look at the airfield at the cow. So, we're still good here. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's a huge old airfield. Size 9. Very impressive. Right. So we'll give them the same orders here. I may fly a little bit lower. Fatigue is building though. You know, I've not played all the warships in a while. I might have to try that again. Okay, so we're going to go with lower altitude then of 8,000 feet, but I'm also going to increase the amount of rest to 30%. Going to have everybody else target theirs will be using the Ki-21s as well as the Ki... yeah, the 21 1As and the... Sorry, the 1Cs and the 2As. Yeah, it should be nice. At least we'll be able to make use of them. Can I have these bad boys fly out? Right, so what I'm going to do here then, set all bombers right. Could they make it to the cow? Yes, they can. Awesome. Excellent. Okay, so we'll have them make the trip directly to cow. Which is good, so we can get more bombers on the field there. That's good. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we need to have a hefty amount of air power shifted into China when it's not being used elsewhere. At least then I'll be able to actually use more against him. I might move zeros into... I tell you what, we might move the zeros out. It might be worthwhile to do so. Have them move into potentially China. Though, that's not really... yeah, I mean, this is it. They are very good fighters. It's obviously the most heavily armed fighter I have at the moment. But it's one of these zeros do... Well, they have that range, don't they? They have the ability to be carrier-borne, so it's kind of like misusing them, I suppose. I suppose we want the best of the best on the front line. The 43s should be able to handle China. We do have plenty of numbers. He'll not be able to replace the numbers like we can, so that's fine. We'll fly high and we'll take him out. Okay, these guys will have to wait a little while to go and then they'll be good. So we'll run another turn then of combat air patrol over Marie. I can imagine he probably, I don't know, maybe he moved them out of there. I do have good detection, so maybe he's moved them out of there. It's hard to say, really. But I'm not interested in another bombing run anyway. I do wonder if he's moved his aircraft out from down here itself. That would make sense. Okay, so I'm also going to continue to hold. The excellent news is, yep, there we go. These guys are just loaded up superb. Now, see, I can actually use these guys as part of my plan as well. I think I'm going to have them sent to the base then of Manadu. We are using a fair few. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like it's moved them out. How many men aboard do we have here? So we have 1,700 troops there. That's not too bad, actually. Ah, thank you very much for Infinite. Appreciate it as always. Ah, so you think we should go for a deliberate attack there than Infinite? That's fair enough. We might go for a deliberate attack at New Maya then. Who knows? We might be radically successful and it takes the base. I'd be very happy if it did. It'd look awesome, but we'll see about that. Okay, so we're going to have these assets sent out to the base there. At least this will allow me to continue with my plan. I'll be able to take this base as well at Manadu, which would be great. Okay, that's excellent. We'll have them plan for the base. No need to plan for Batanas there. Nor Manila. Yeah, so I can have the 4th Division move down as we discussed in our plan, which is excellent. Very good, okay. So we're looking at 14 knots. This is actually quite a fast-moving force, isn't it? Ah, it's excellent. Very nice. Okay. So they're just currently loading supplies here at the moment. We're going to cancel that and get going now. Okay. So what we're going to do here then is I could potentially have them... we'll take a look at the distance then. So if I was to move directly to Ambon, how would we move there? So that's moving by direct movement. Okay. So we'd obviously move down this way. It might be for the best for us to move in the most direct route possible. We do have these forces over here that are going to be moving into Manado. Manado. Didgeridoo, however you want to say it. So, yeah, it might be worthwhile. I mean, let's take a look at the actual ocean. So, ocean deep. Supposedly, are these under my control? Nah, down by they must be Dutch. That must be like an orange. Yeah, it's an orange, isn't it? Okay, so we could move down that path, which... We'll have the mini Kitaputai in that area, so I think we'll be able to manage that. I think probably we go for the speed, really. Get them down there, get them moving, get them into position, we'll be good to go. What I'm going to be looking towards doing is obviously running reconnaissance as we get into that area. And then, yeah, I'm going to have a detachment here, detachment there, and we'll see how we can get on with that. And if we do reconnaissance over the base, then the resistance there would be extremely light or basically non-existent, but I can actually take more forces and have them move elsewhere. But yeah, we're going to go with this. It's going to be a nice, swift movement into the Dutch East Indies, and ideally a very successful one. Now, currently you're heading towards the base of Babaldwab. No need for that. I might have Hakazi and Takakazi. Actually, let's take a look through the destroyers here. I do need to have the Fubuki sent back for upgrade, sorry. Unlikely to run into subs because DHD probably isn't expecting this sudden for itself. Yeah, I mean, this is our benefit. I think that's why the plan will be quite successful due to the fact that it's just unexpected. And it's like we've not shown much in the way of movement down in that area. Ah, there we go, we have a Fubuki. Right, what I'm going to do then is detach the Fubukis and get them sent back for upgrades. Okay. Where plausible anyway? So there's a Kagero. Is it Kagero or Kagero? Kagero sounds more like an anime. Right, okay, so we're looking at 219. Is it really? Wow. Alright, it looks like we have just another Fubuki. Okay, so that's 2 Fubukis. It's a shame, obviously, to deprive the mini Kitaputai, but obviously I do have additional assets around here. Okay. So it's 10,000 ton capacity at Pescadores, but I've got the ship moving out that way. I may have them move to Nagasaki to receive the upgrades. I'll have them move to Pescadores to receive the upgrades there as well, alongside the other Fubuki. It does take us to 23 ships. We do still have a healthy complement of destroyers. We'll continue to move south. Home port is going to be Babal Dwab. Okay, yeah, now you're fine. Okay. We'll have you move into this general area. Move via direct, okay. That's fine. What we'll do then is we'll use the midi Kitaputai to obviously run reconnaissance of the area, really figure out what's going on. Naval attack there. Half tempted just to use bombs instead. We'll have them sent to torpedoes for the time being. We don't know what we could be approaching down in that area. So it's definitely better to be prepared. Okay, have you fly at operational, well, normal distances rather than that. Yeah, there we Something I've got to be really diligent about is obviously respecting the service rating of these aircraft and making sure we look after them. You can use the bombs instead, man. So you'll fly 10,000 feet. So the claws are just undergoing training at the moment. Okay, that's a very interesting mix over there. Okay. See, this is where things are a little bit awkward, because it's like, I want to have these experienced pilots taken out and sent elsewhere. There's a part of me that thinks, well, maybe we keep one guy with high experience to train the rest of the squadron, but then it's like, do I really want to be training a squadron while they're in a combat zone? Or they're going to be soon in a combat zone. But then again, it's a waste of time to have such good pilots in these aircraft. It's a bloody hard choice. I suppose I haven't really got much in the way of choice. I mean, I could have them flown out to go upgrade and then come back. That might be the better choice, but then again, that means that an entire carrier isn't doing anything then. How many zeros do I have in the stockpile at the moment? So it's 28 in the pool at the moment. And I could have the group upgraded. But I do want those zeros on the Kiribotai. I think we'll have to make do for the time being. It's an awkward one, I know. It really is an awkward one. I think what I'm going to do is divide the unit. Have some sent... we'll sort out their... actually, we'll rebuild them first. I don't imagine we'll be dealing with much out that way. Okay. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take one qualified pilot. So 70, yeah, okay. Release the most experienced. Okay. Release the least experienced. I think it's one of these, isn't it? It's a hard question. It's like between a rock and a hard place. At least if we have one experienced pilot here, we can have them, undergo that training. I do need the zeros. I need them for the Kiribotai. So at least in this fashion, while they are here on board the carriers, at least they'll be able to receive some proper training. So we'll just go with that. I don't think I really had much in the way of choice there, so we'll go with that. Not super happy. And this is why you want all those float planes resized. Yeah, pretty much. Okay. So you're going to be heading into Bamaldoir. I may have you head into there, refuel. Yeah, we'll have you head into Bamaldoir, refuel, and then you can head out there to actually escort the landing forces. That'll be quite nice. Don't want to give him too much in the way of warning before we move into the area. Okay. Now, as for the movement of the Kiribotai, they're undetected, which is superb. I've still no idea what his own carriers are. That's what concerns me. See, we didn't pick up any activity along here, did we? Over than here, which is obviously nice. I don't think we want to separate the Kidobutai too terribly much, do we? I don't think it's worthwhile doing so. What I'm going to do then is take the Kidobutai second detachment. They're going to be sent to this area over here then. Now, do I do that? Let's take a look over here then. That's especially moving into shallow, which isn't exactly... Well, actually, no, it's probably bad for me, actually. I could hedge straight, more or less. I'm still 10 hexes out from Port Moresby. Moving southwest. I don't want to be somewhere like that, so what I could do is actually shelter behind the actual coral reef over here, actually. I could move over... It's a difficult one, actually. I think it might be for the best if we move towards the enemy as such. I'd say about there, maybe. We'll actually go with a straight path. The reason for that is I want to have the best chance to actually pick up on these cruisers. I don't want to unnecessarily give away the position of the Kidobutai by having too many forces in this area, if the forces in the area are sufficient already. We do not want to have these cruisers slip on buyers. That would be nice prizes there. The thing is as well, we'll move this way because there's every chance that the Kidobutai first detachment might miss the actual light cruisers or they might be endangered by them. I do have the convoy in the area, so I've got to go ahead and eliminate them. Yeah, their death is demanded by the Emperor. So, we'll go ahead and give him that. Now, for over here, we're about 6 hexes out, so what we're going to do then? I mean, what's the weather over the area at the moment? Yeah, okay, so you can see that there's thunderstorms over here, probably why. They are 7 hexes away, so they might have been just out of our range. Just out of our range. Okay. I tell you what, I think it's one of these things of like these submarines. I'm probably better off just having them patrol around Auckland. He's going to be moving ships around here, so let's go ahead and send them out that way. I'd move the Western Kidobutai subgroup 2 hexes east of Cairns. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking there. Move them basically. We'll have them move closer towards Townville as such, and then have them continue moving north. And at least this is it, isn't it? Like, they could put second detachment is obviously going to catch them there more than likely. So we'll move here. At least we have found prizes though, which is excellent. How you doing there, Mage? It's good to have you as always, my friend. Right, so what we're going to do then is we are going to have them head... I'm going to say to you round about a position there. We are obviously looking at moving into the Coral Sea, aren't we? I'm releasing some mosquitoes and malaria-bearing insects up here. It is hot, isn't it? It is fucking hot. I'm glad that somebody else is realising this. So this is it. It's like... I've got a little bit more in the way of defense against the elements than you Scots over there. Those AOs at Townsville are a nice target if they are indeed. Yeah, they've got to be like a tanker or something. If he heads into port, you can potentially hit his light cruisers in port. Yeah, that's basically it. I think what we'll do then is... I'll have a first patrol. This is it. We'll have a nice amount of time on target, which is excellent. I mean, that's plenty close enough anyway. So if I move into that position there, we are 4 hexes out from Townsville. Okay. Then the second patrol... no, I'm not going to linger. Then obviously move on up towards... yeah, Port Moresby. Move to that side of the coral. Okay. Probably better off using, you on Cooktown. Yeah, that's true. What we'll do then is... what's worse is that the IGN didn't go much in for the air... oh god, can you imagine? Can you imagine being on these ships and it's just... oh, it'd be so hot all the time. Right. So I'm working about 6 hexes here. So where are his carriers? Are they trying to block a retreat route? I've no idea where his carriers are. Like, we've not seen his carriers for a long time. We have one half of the Kiddipatai, we have the second half of the Kiddipatai. We're the only ones with carriers in this area at the moment, so it gives us a nice amount of luxury. I think what we'll do then is... alright. We'll set up a patrol about here then. I don't want to be in the direct path of Townsville. Just to actually gather some information. So if I was to actually head to Townsville, it seemed... right, okay, so you move past Palm Island. That's excellent. Okay, so this position here should be safe. Most likely. We'll have them linger there then for the time being. We'll have the others moving up over here. Ian Toll's books going to... yeah. Yeah, somebody's worst by far, yeah. Ugh. Really just don't even think about it, actually. Must be awful. Awful, awful. Apparently underwear was the dress code. I mean, this is it. I mean, Christ, if you can actually get any respite, that's nice. Projected locations of the US and CVs is anywhere from Illusion south to Pagopago. Yeah, it really has been a while. So the thing is, it's like, obviously when we do move on to Pagopago, and move on into that area, we are going to have to go ahead and bring the carriers with us, just because, well, this is it. We don't know where his carriers are. I'm hoping that we'll get some idea of where they are before that, so then at least I do have an opportunity to appropriately respond to that. I don't want to go off half-cock, basically. Simply opening windows at night. Yes, for the common good of man. Okay. I'm quite lucky I've got like a little air conditioning unit. Well, it's one of those... it's the fan basically, but it's like one of those tall ones. I've got one of those in my room. So it's like when it gets too hot, just turn that on for that relief. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go with that then. So obviously we'll have the Kiddipatai. Perhaps I move them closer. So they're moving southwest here. They've got to be moving towards Townsville, it seems. I wonder if they're moving out there as part of some sort of escort duty, maybe. So let's take a look at this then. So, that's 5 hexes. We could move potentially 1 hex further to the south there. One more, so like westwards. Turn it off, cover yourself with mud and get some pet mosquitoes for the full baton experience. Yeah, pretty much. That I could be like a extra in a Arnold Schwarzenegger film. Schwarzenegger, however you want to say it. I could be the Predator. Right, they're going to return home, that's good. I suppose in some ways it is a shame that we didn't engage the cruisers, but it's not the worst thing in the world. At least we know where they are. Ever read Pacific War Diary 1942-1945? I've not actually. Does sound like an interesting read though, so I'll have to take a look at that. We're aware of a submarine over this way. An allied one, not my own, of course. Turn the bad weather off. Bad weather indicators off here. Right, how are we doing here? Now, I do have range over here, so would it be worthwhile? It might, and in fact it might be worthwhile to actually patrol this area here. Right, we're working to our normal radius, we're actually looking good here. That's nice. They'll be using the bombs. What I'm going to do is mandate at least 20% of the squadron resting to keep the... fatigue's not too bad, but I don't want to have it rise uncontrollably, so we'll keep it to about 20% for the time being. I could reduce the amount of search, but I'm going to patrol this area here. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, we could patrol the area around Port Moresby. It's really this area that I want to cover, isn't it? I can't reach this, there's no point. This is the actual choke point. There we go. We're covering the Port Moresby area, but we're covering this area most importantly. Interesting, the guy was on a light cruiser Montpellier. During that time, talks a lot about life on board a combat ship. That's very interesting, actually. Definitely something worthwhile taking a look at, then I can imagine. Okay. So this is working out well. This is going to work out well. So the thing is, it's like, what do we do now with the Mutsu? The Aoba. I do have plenty of assets over here as well. It might be worthwhile taking a look through and finding which... Yeah, finding out which of those destroyers could be upgraded potentially on other ships. I looked at Combined Fleet for info about the Japanese submarines. I found when Japanese finally designed somewhat decent submarines, the Imperial Japanese Navy decided to extend the cruise too little, increase the size by 1.5. Oof. I can understand the rationale as one of these things, isn't it? It's like, if you don't have the amount of crew, then the submarine isn't going to be operational, well, functional as such. Okay. Oh, how you doing there, Peter Skipper? Hi XTRG, been a fan of your content on YouTube for a few years now. Just want to say, keep up the great work. Ah, man, that's appreciated. My God, I mean, if you've been watching me for a few years, I'm glad that the audio has got better. I'm glad it has got better, because my God, it used to be bad. The streams, bloody hope it doesn't go down, that's like. So that's, an error. Just gonna try and refresh. Oh, okay, there we go. That's weird. On my side, it's like my screen went to error, but good to see that the stream's still going there. That's rather weird. Thank God for that. Are you still seeing? Oh, that's good, then. It's like on my side, it's like all I saw was like a refreshing and then like some sort of error. So I'm like, ah, shit. That's good. That's excellent. Oh, I can't see the shot now. That's a shame. I can see it now, obviously, but I can't see what was there beforehand, so that's a shame. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got in here, then. Maybe we'll probably have some Fubukis around here. And we'll get them sent back to Japan, then, to upgrade as a Kagero. Kagero 2. Kagero 3. Kagero 4. That's very nice. Oh, there's the Fubuki. I wonder if that's a Fubuki. And she got a little bit of damage there, so she could do with that. Okay, so we'll have the Fubuki return to Japan. Now, there's no repair shipyard at Truck, unfortunately. How are we going with the expansion? 30%, my God, that takes a long time to build up that port there. Okay. We'll have you make the trip back to Japan, then. I'll have you sent back to Naha, at least initially, but we'll probably have you sent elsewhere. So return to Naha. Okay, so I do have the canoe. Okay. So it just made me wonder. Nah, cannot upgrade unless you've increased repair shipyard to 10,000. Ah, okay. That's good to know. Right, we'll have you instead head back. We could say to Pescadores or Hong Kong. I'll say Nagasaki for the time being. Unless, is a repair shipyard there at Kokushima. Or Kokushima. I swear eventually I'll learn how to pronounce every place name in Japan, but not understand any Japanese. We're like the world's most useless atlas. Okay, so how'd you get to Tokyo? Well, you go this way, but, okay, can you tell me where the bathroom is? Not a clue. Something along those lines, anyway. Okay. As a Fubuki. Another Fubuki as well. Excellent, okay. So they're going to go and head back to Japan soon. It's a shame to take some strength off the front lines, but it is ultimately worthwhile. We'll have them sent to Tokyo for the time being then. Right, return to Tokyo. Obviously you'd need to refuel on the way over there. Okay. Yeah, now the question comes down to, like, how do we wish to use our forces here? So I do obviously have a Coral Sea Task Force. It's an interesting one, of course. It is an interesting question as to how to use them. I think we have to somewhat keep them on the second line, perhaps. They might have to... I don't know. It's an interesting one, really, isn't it? It's like, for example, I don't have a very large port down here to keep them safe at. It might be worth our time to potentially just have them move to Truk once again. Oh, that's fair enough. Yeah, I'm looking for Fubukis, but I'm looking for them in really, like, places where I can take them away. We'll have it as a phase sort of upgrade program, really. Yeah, I'm just wondering here, like, do we have them return to Truk? I mean, Truk obviously has been staked out by a large number. So close. Just need you to obviously recover that aircraft now. Oh, did you actually lose the aircraft? Yeah, looks like it was lost there, it's a shame. Or did we lose a pilot? Nope. Okay, so we'll have to wait until you're active and then we can get you going. Yeah, it's one of these things, it's like, if I'm not actually actively escorting something, what's the point of having them there? How you doing there, Karanos? It's good to have you as always, my friend. Welcome aboard. Oh, I actually received my copy of General Quarters version 3 yesterday. So obviously that is a naval war game. Definitely going to be looking at playing that in the near future. It's going to have to... I think I'm going to probably play the Japanese. More than likely play the Japanese. Maybe play some Americans at some point, or the British or something like that. Yeah. So that's going to be kind of cool. And just a thing I'd like to ask, if I may. Yeah, sure, go ahead. It's the best place to ask on the streams, because at least there's myself, and obviously there's people with far more knowledge than I have, who are able to assist as well. Okay. I'm going to say have them return to Truk for the time being. It might be worthwhile to keep a cruiser force available, potentially like the Aoba. I think that might be the way we have to take it as such. But I think having a battleship is I don't know, it's a difficult one really, isn't it? I might change my mind on this one in the future, but I think I'm going to have potentially the Aoba formed as a separate force. So we'll have Aoba. I'm going to take these destroyers with the actual range. When are you going to pick up Revolution under Siege ever again, if ever? Sorry, again, if ever. I'll probably do it in the near future, actually. I'll probably be able to record it in a significantly better fashion this time around. The only issue with the game is it's just significantly bloody likely to crash. I keep thinking I might do like a, what's it called? Rise of Prussia game, or a Civil War 2 game, actually. Sure, I'll send you the turn over there, Infinite, so you can have a look as well. Appreciate the advice as always. Okay, so yeah, they do need to rearm as well. We'll have 4 destroyers then. What support size are a ball? So I've got that. Rearm level's only 25. I might just have to return some yeah, okay, what we're going to do here then is, let's take a look. That'd be pretty cool. No, I'll definitely have to bear that in mind. I do need to find like a opponent who would be probably able to like broadcast it, but I'll definitely bear that in mind. Okay, let's see. This is more of armed than I thought beforehand, actually. Have you sent out as well? I suppose we'll take the Yuzuki. Have her escort the Mutsu back. Right. I'm going to say return to truck. Obviously, we'll have to micromanage that route back there. It's one of these, isn't it? We'll have the Mutsu return to truck. I just can't see... I don't know. It's one of these, isn't it? It's like she's going to be using a lot of fuel while she's out there. I play Confederate. I always like to play the underdog for the most part. Or usually the side that's the most politically incorrect. And the Confederates are really interesting. Like, you have to really do a lot with the little that you do have. Okay. Right, so the Fubuki's heading home. We're actually good over here, which is good news. Okay, what I'm going to do then is, let's see. You are taking the line share. That's pretty awesome. See, it's a difficult one as to where to base these guys. The port over here at Luganville is only a size 1. Ultimately, I'd like to have them based at New Mayor for this site. Well, then again, there's no real good spot, is there? I could have them potentially based here. They've got to be based, really, at Rabal, haven't they? It's either Rabal or Truck. As far as it goes to actual port size. It might be worthwhile to keep them at Tulagi. At least they're in a position there where they can actually respond to threats in the area. So that's really what they're going to be doing. I guess we'll do that. I can't really think of a particularly awesome way to use them as of yet. We'll have them escort our forces when we do move over there. So they're going to go ahead and meet them and merge. At least then we'll have a task force in the area that I can use for a number of different roles, which would be quite handy. With the Kidapatize, I was going to move in this area. Yeah, I do obviously need to work out a way to get the... Oh wow, military history visualized. That's awesome. I don't know if you're that guy, but welcome. This reminds me of the countless hours I've been to Uncommon Valor, which was the limited predecessor. Yeah, Uncommon Valor was the predecessor, so you definitely should pick up this game. It is awesome, especially with the mods here. God, I'm getting all tongue-tied. Ah, it's awesome, dude. Ah, big fan of your content. Ah, I'm fangirling. I'm fangirling. Somebody get me a fan. Because I haven't got a fan. I've got an actual fan, but I haven't got that kind of fan. But yeah, you should definitely get into One of Pacific Animals Edition. Be nice to play a play-by-email game. Okay. So obviously we are looking at getting the 56th Division over here, the Emperor's Han's Division. I wish you could actually nickname them. Right, so they are training for Port Moresby at the moment. The tactic that we do have in mind then is obviously having them move down here to Boona, and then marching their asses over to Port Moresby. The good news is we're going to have the G3M2s covering this area here, so if we press the Z key, yeah. So, the G3M2 is going to be covering this area here over Torres Strait. The two elements here, the Kiddipatai, are obviously going to be moving up over here. We have been doing well in the fact that, obviously, the Kiddipatai hasn't been discovered as of yet. Neither detachment has been discovered as of yet via search aircraft, submarine, or signal intelligence, so that's very good there. They've been spotted moving into Fiji. So that is Task Force 8-1. Let's take a look over here then. So, operations report then. So I'm looking for Task Force 8-1. Task Force 821 followed by aerial reconnaissance at 118-150 in Luganville. So we know that THD is definitely running PPYs out from here. I think he does have maybe B-17s. I'm sure we've seen B-17s spotted around here somewhere. Okay. Now with our forces over here at Noumea, let's take a look. We do have more supplies than we require. We do have supplies over here at Lafoa, so we should be able to take care of this. I think what we are going to do then is go ahead and make a... We'll make a exploratory deliberate attack then. We're not going to give it everything by going for a shock attack, but we are going to go ahead and give it some decent strength against it. And the good news is obviously we do have the 8th Tanker Regiment over here. We do have the Type 95, we have the Type 89A medium tanks. That's a fair number of medium tanks as well. We know from what we saw in the combat report then. So let's take a look. Yeah, there we go. Ground combat at Noumea. So we do see the 4th, 39th, 5th. Yeah, okay. But most importantly, they do have 12 vehicles, though vehicles is a nebulous term. Basically, say for example, there you can see the attacking force, which was the artillery only. It could be basically just be support vehicles. We should be able to overwhelm him. I think it very much depends on what the fortifications are, but I think we could probably overwhelm him. We'll see. I don't know what the actual quality of the forces are like over here. If they're Anzac forces, they might be militia. It depends, really. But we'll go ahead and we'll go with the deliberate attack then. We do have Major General Horigi Tomitaro. He'll be leading the attack there. Yep, so there we go. All forces move in for the deliberate attack. The good news is also I do have the Field Artillery Regiments. We also do have the Mortar Battalions that could come into effect as well, which is going to be nice. We'll hope for the best. We do have the 61st and 84th Naval Guard as well to act as backup. The SNLF are pretty good troops. These guys don't have a huge amount of experience. These guys do. The 84th has 89 experience, which is very good. The 144th has 80. The 4th has the 88. Yeah, that's pretty good then. So good amount of experience. The table equipment is more robust than most of the militia forces that we'll find out this way. So that's going to be quite good then. So, we'll have to hope for the best. What I'm going to do then is see if I can get the Jakes over here. I think we did set them to run reconnaissance over the island. Yeah, the Chitose Squadron, they're going to be running reconnaissance over Noumea, which is excellent. So ideally we'll be able to use our reconnaissance to further the fight here. Excellent. So we do have the 48th Division, that's going to be moved out from Pescadores over here then. So the moment inside this task force we do have what? In total, there's about 14,300 men there, plus the equipment. 1,000 men aboard there for the engineers aboard the APDs, obviously the Minikazes. Looking forward to when we can upgrade these guys. Be later on this year, but we'll be able to upgrade them and make use of the Type 13 radar, which should be excellent. Okay, whoops. So I think that more or less covers our strategy over here. Now let's see. I've got a screenshot somewhere. I just want to quickly touch on what we went over on the Discord the other day in regards to our plan for the Dutch East Indies. Let's see. Scrolling. Ah, right, okay, here we go. So obviously this was the plan that we made in regards to the Dutch East Indies the other day. So we're going ahead with that one. Obviously we have been able to slightly amend it in the fact that we do have the forces from... is it Samar? I can't remember the name. It's not Samar. What's the name of the island? Oh, it's Samar. Okay. Yeah, we do have the forces moving out from Samar. So Task Force 110 carrying there the elements of the 81st Naval Guard. So they're going to be making the landing over here at Manado, which would be quite nice. Gain ourselves a level 2 port there, level 3 air capacity. The 4th Division is going to be moving down here. Yep, so we're going to have them based at Babal Dwarb. We'll not worry about fuel. Is it worthwhile bringing these sub-chasers? We'll have them brought alongside for the time being. I do have... it might be worthwhile to have the cruisers head about. Hard to say. We do have 2 APDs over here as well, so that's quite nice. Now, we do have some forces over here. For example, we do have engineer companies. I could try to move the 23rd Air Flotilla potentially to one of these bases. It would be interesting to see which base we would use. We'd have to use the largest one, but for example, if I got the Air Flotilla headquarters there to Mikasa, that'd obviously give me quite a valuable asset. But I don't know. It might be too bold to go for that. We could go for a air headquarters potentially of Kandari, as to give me better coverage of the area, but it might be worthwhile to have them here in Java Sea to control that approach. It's a hard one to say, really. It's a hard one to say. We are making use of the plan, though. So obviously the plan did call for a succession of bases to be taken very quickly. So first on the shopping block is going to be Ambon. Well, to be honest, what we could do as we move into this area here, we'll decide which forces to detach from the main body and which are going to be taken to different bases there in that area. But obviously you'll see here... let's go ahead and take a look at this then. So F6, so we can see here that these red lines indicate we can't move. So Kandari is a relatively easy approach. What we could potentially do then is have 1/3 of the 4th Division break off to Ambon, and then the 2/3 of the forces carry on moving this way, 1/3 over there, then the last remaining elements move over there to Mikasa. The beauty is at least I don't have to essentially land at Mikasa. I could land at one of these other bases over here and march there, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to be running reconnaissance in the area, which is going to be quite nice. We'll obviously have the benefit of having the mighty mini Kitabutai. So obviously there's going to be the 2 CVEs, the 2 CVLs, the 4 BBs, the cruisers as well, actually. Yeah, there we go. Fuso, Yamashiro, Issei, Hyoga. We've got plenty of heavy cruisers. And so it looks like we'll have 5 heavy cruisers. The important aspect is the fact that we do have the Nissan. Sorry, no, the Chiyoda over here. Yeah, which is going to be excellent. I'm half tempted to have them run on... What's the fatigue of the aircraft? Not too bad. Ooh, you'll run 100%. That's really not good. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Okay, let's go ahead and reorganize this. So that ain't good. They've been effectively useless. Ugh. Terrible. Okay, so 50-50 is what we're going to go with. Though, what is the... Yeah, 50-50 can be easily handled here. I could potentially go for 60-40, actually, I dare say. So we'll go with 60-40. I'm going to reduce the range now to about 8. I'm going to be quite conscious there of the... then again, it might be worthwhile. Fatigue's a little bit high on these guys, though. Okay, there we go. Let's run naval search. Fatigue's a little bit... it's not too bad. But what we'll do then is we'll run about 50-50. Right, 6,000. Yeah, 6,008. That's fine. Right, they're going to move down there to the Celibus Sea. Is it the Celibus Sea? What was the name of the sea there? Into the Saram Sea and then the Banda Sea. That's looking good. Okay. Your movement supply out to Wake. It's going to take a few days to get there, but it'll be good when it does. We do have the submarine over here to take into consideration. So as far as it goes for that, you're loaded with the Mike Zulu second SLF. Quite a few left there to be loaded. It might be worthwhile to get you moving. We are below the troop capacity now, so that's good. I don't think he's likely to attempt to take Wake. It might be worthwhile to have the light cruiser get out of there, but we'll carry on as... Whereabouts is this unit? Truck. Wake. Okay. I'm going to have them return to truck now. The reason being I do not want to get caught up by a submarine over here. We've succeeded in what we wanted over here. I've got to leave a decent enough garrison as well. So we'll go with that then. That works out fine for me. So we do have the AMCs over here. I think... Yeah, as we've been discussing beforehand, it really does revolve around Pago. I mean, from what we've seen over here in the Fiji area, of the South Pacific area, obviously I'll move over to New Caledonia. And it's been an interesting approach. It's been a completely different approach since we initially started this operation over here. Obviously my experience with the game has dramatically changed since we originally began the operation. In the heady days of December. When was it December? I think it was about December into January, wasn't it? And it's interesting how much has changed since then. With our position secured over here at Luganville, we'll have a level 2 airfield within the next day or two, probably about 2 days, maybe a day. Day or two either way. We'll then be able to effectively control this area via the naval bombers. I'll be able to start moving G3/G4s down here. Now for Noumea, we do have a size 2 airfield off the bat, which is great. Let's take a look over here. I do want to get engineers moving over here for the footy very, very quickly. I might be able to do that now, actually. Let's see. Does the game include the Pearl Harbor raid? Yep, it absolutely does. See, how the game works is, for example, myself and the Historical Gamer, we started this game September last year, actually. We began the game on December 7th, 1942. You can begin the game on December 8th, 1942 with basically everything planned out already in advance. But what you can do here is start from December 7th and actually control everything yourself. Which is fantastic. You can do quite a lot. I mean, for example, in our game, we did decide to go with the Pearl Harbor raid. My Pearl Harbor was actually really not very good. We didn't do too much in the way of damage. But a few tactics in the actual community is, for example, for people to move the Kiribatai, to hit Manila, to hit the submarines over there. I think some people go for potentially hitting Singapore as well. There's a lot to take into consideration. Right, I've been denying you guys for a little while, so what I'm going to go ahead and do then is we're going to go into saves, and we'll go and take a look at the tracker, actually. Take a look at the tracker, we'll take a look at the economics of Japan. Let's see, is it number 3? Yeah, there we go. We'll take a look at the amount of resources in Japan then. We have been seeing a little bit of a downtick, so I'd like to see if we do have that uptick again. There we go. It'd be nice to take a look at the production as always. Okay, start the tracker up. Yeah, you're more than welcome. If you want to have any, well, if you need any advice about the game, just send me a message on Discord or something like that. I've got a link and a few guides as well to like actually get the game running and looking great. Mods are definitely essential. They do make the game look significantly better. Okay. So we'll go ahead and load the new turn here of a tracker. Right, there we go. There we go, turn 47. When it loads. Right, there we go. We'll take a look at the current turn. Yeah, so Fumia Maru, obviously there. Repair complete. Go cool. Maru's starting to build there. Yeah, obviously, because we have forces moving, that's fine. We do capture the base there at Johor. Unfortunately, we do lose the I-174 there to a mine off the coast of Australia. That's fine. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual industry. Now, we did recently restart merchant yard production. We did actually put a halt to the armament production, so we're going to take a look at that one. We can see here that the amount of resources has increased, which is nice. Fuel remains somewhat static at the moment. Obviously, we do need to capture more fuel and refinery facilities in the future. Well, oil facilities, but that's fine. I'm sure you guys will let me off on that one. As we take a look at our global chart, then. When it loads. Right. So we're going to take out the manpower of the heavy industry. We'll take out the naval, merchant, vehicles. Okay, so you can see, for example, with the armoured production, obviously we did turn it off at the very start, well, near enough the start. Obviously then it declined to the point at which we did have to restart production. We should be able to handle this for a fair while, gain some heavy industry back per turn, which is nice. Should be able to manage that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the resources in Japan then. Right. So we always do take the level 1, sorry, the tier 1 stock level compared to what we're doing at the moment. So, turn 47, we're looking at 4.58. See, the thing is, we've not been down to 4.58, we've not been down to 4.5 million tons for a little while now, actually. We've been at 4.3, 4.4, but 4.5, that's not too bad, actually, that's a good sign. For example, you've got to bear in mind that the average is somewhat all over. We do tend to average about 4.69, 4.68 million tons of resources in Japan. So I imagine that's probably due to the disruption of the convoys, perhaps. Also, we did have a point at which the convoys did somewhat stop around about Pearl Harbor and Shanghai due to the fact that we had the system incorrectly set up. But, yeah, it's fine enough. Supplies continue to go down. Obviously, that's due to the fact that more bases are actually doing what they should be doing. Fuel, yep. Okay. So, ultimately, a downtick, but it's not too bad. It's one of those where, obviously, supplies are moving into Japan. Just obviously not enough to be surplus to desire. Okay. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do then is we'll take a look then at the air production once again. So, take a look at the building, of course. Now, obviously, we are producing vastly more Oscars than we were Zeros. The salad production is really geared up quite nicely. So the thing is with the salad production, I don't know, I'm somewhat tempted to potentially close it. But we'll see. The salads are in a kind of weird position now at the moment, obviously due to the mistakes that we did have in the past of the campaign and obviously the losses that we did sustain. It's one of these of where they're in direct competition with the G4 M1s for the Mitsubishi HA32 engines. I don't know. It's one of these, isn't it? We do need them. And we are getting them in the pool, so it's one of these. We'll probably just have to hold off. It's just I would like to have more G4M1 Bettys so I can actually upgrade my G3M2 Bettys. Well, the Nels, sorry, G3M2 Nels. Then again, we'll be using these guys over China, so we'll try to replace the losses that we have, and then we'll go from there, really. Oscar production obviously still going quite good here, quite strong. The 43-1C Oscar, then, it's nice. And the Oscar's ours is actually great at this point in time. I mean, the Zero is obviously our best platform with the cannon. Has the most killing potential. But yeah, I mean, they're better than nothing. H6K4, Mavis production, then obviously still at the 1 per day. I mean, that's a good good level there. Ideally, as we do look after these search craft better, we will have more of them available, and not as many of them will be basically undergoing maintenance or obviously being destroyed. Right. So we're up to 270 Nakajima HA35 engines here at the moment. I do need to take a look at how many I'm going to actually need. Now, for example, I believe this actually indicates the potential engine use, okay. Which is listed at 768. How is the pool actually changing, man? So at the moment we do have 259 in there. You can see obviously due to the fact that we are having an increased amount of production. I mean obviously these were from turns when we weren't properly producing as such. So you can see obviously there was a larger surplus in that what there really should have been, which probably not the worst thing. At least we do have a few engines built up in an emergency, I suppose. That's one way to look at it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the R&D. Right, now this is going to show a lot. Right, repairing. Okay, I thought it might have shown a change there, but it's not. We can see here at the moment. Let's go ahead. Open this up. Engine use, okay. So you're using 39 engines, it seems here. Right. So it looks like we are gaining... The projected availability then of the A6M3 is looking to be about midway through 42, which is good enough. Next group arrive on the 31st of May, 42. We'll see about that. I'm looking forward to getting the Jills, actually. Let's see. KI-67s are going to be great. Have you never come across Warner Pacific? It's honestly amazing. Like, I mean, if this is the first time you've seen this game, you're going to love it. It definitely seems like the kind of game that you would like. It's not the perfect game. There's mods out there that do change things, but it's one of these things. The actual vanilla game, it is a work of love, really. It is superb. The best aspect of the game is the fact that you are playing one day at a time throughout the entire war. The game definitely does shine in play-by-ear games where you're playing against a human opponent. Like myself in this game, we've had ups and downs. It's like, for example, I started out quite badly, had to learn a lot since then. I lost the great battleship Haruna, unfortunately. But this is it. It's an interesting game, really. Really very interesting. Definitely worth the time. Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. It's really one of those, isn't it? But something to take a look at in the future. Definitely worth the time investment. Right, so we'll take a look at our search arcs on the Pacific. Zoom this out to about, let's say about 50% there. Okay. So the thing is, we did spot the two Allied light cruisers. Originally, we did spot them around about just off Manus Island over there. I think it's Manus Island. It's near the Admiralty Island. I think it's Admiralty Island? I forget the bloody names of them. Anyway, in the Bismarck Sea. They then moved down to around about this position somewhere here. Now, we did worry about them attacking the Shortlands or Tulagi, well, Guadalcanal. They instead went down this way. So we're expecting THG then to have them head out over here to the Australian coastline when we have spotted a number of tankers potentially. Now, it's listed as oilers, but I don't know about that. Either way, they'll be nice targets. So, obviously, they're going to be watching over this area here. Which would be excellent. It's a nice choke point, nice use of G3F2s. Also, be trying to make our play for Port Moresby, which would be excellent. Okay. We do need Palmyra. We do definitely need that island. As far as it goes, I've got a division that will be on its way to Pago. I'm hoping that by taking Pago, I can actually set up H6-4Ks in the area, well, H6K4s in the area. As far as I'm concerned, we are going to leave the garrison of Fiji to starve. We know that he has reinforced the garrison of Fiji. It would be nice to take Fiji for the victory points, but I think as far as it goes, depending on our success in the area. So we are sending 2 destroying minesweepers carrying about, I think they can only carry about 50 or so men on the destroying minesweepers. But about 50 men each are going to these islands here. Roe Island and Lord Howe Island. Ideally, they aren't garrisoned. But we do have the Amagiri destroyer. She's going to be carrying a couple more men, maybe about 100 men. She's going to be heading down here to Rowell Island. Depending on our success, depending on how the attack there goes against Noumea's garrison, ideally it'll go well. Ideally it'll go well. And the defense of Comac surrendered after the first battle, so it'd be excellent if it happened again at Comac. Sorry, at Noumea. We need to keep up the pressure. So if we take a look at what we have in the area. So at Rabaul, we do have the 56th Division. I can't quite decide at the moment, but I'm considering taking the 6th Brigade out from Formosa to follow alongside the division. We do have the Guards Mixed Brigade that could be released from Tokyo, that we could have then sent potentially down to the Dutch East Indies, or potentially have sent down to the South Pacific. I'm ultimately aiming to have about 2 divisions and a brigade to use in this area. We need to try and overwhelm him during our happy time, I suppose you could call it. That would be quite good. But I think Pago is going to be the hard task. The issue, I suppose the thing is with Fiji, I could land over here at the base of Nadi, or I could land over here at the actual base of Suva. The thing is, his garrison is going to be split in half, and he's ultimately going to choose to garrison Suva with more men than Nadi. It's just, yeah, he knows which base is worth more. He knows which base is ultimately going to have more supply and more facilities. We know there's a level 4 airfield over at Nadi. We know there's a level 2 airbase at... sorry, level 2 airbase at Nadi, level 4 at Suva. I'm hoping he'll continue with the idea that we are going to be invading the islands directly. We'll take the island of Pago, use that to really establish control of this area, run the H6K4s. We are going to be looking, I really am going to be looking towards like the island of Tahiti. The reason for that is, as far as it goes for our actual strategy here, let's bring up the actual drawing tool, 2 seconds. There we go. Okay. So we'll control the base over here at Pago. That's all well and good, but what then, Mr. XRG, I hear you ask? We need to basically try and isolate New Zealand and Fiji. I can't ever do this very efficiently, but I can try and do it. I don't know, it's one of these things, isn't it? It's where the threat is probably... I suppose it's that saying, isn't it? The bark is worse than the bite. But to even have a chance of a bark, I believe that is the island of Tahiti. Yeah, what I've been looking to do then is establish aircraft over here at Pago and Savai, but also down here at Tahiti. At least then what I could potentially do is set up a barrier over here. If I can't exactly police it effectively, at least I do have a chance to actually pick up on his supply movements and his actual convoys, use submarines in the area. Basically use the attrition tactics that we discussed in War Plan Orange, really. But I do want to be bolder. We did strike out and we did secure Canton Island and we did secure Baker Island. Now, both islands do have an airfield. Though Canton is kind of beaten up, the airfield and port are quite heavily damaged there. We need to move engineers to these islands. I need to move engineers from Luganville over to Funafuti as well, so that I can try and move them down here to Savai. I'd like to try and get some aviation engineers set up here before we actually invade, so at least I can actually run aircraft from here. But I do want to strike out further. I would be half-tempted to potentially detach some forces from the invasions, not the division, maybe the brigade, to take control of the Line Islands. Palmyra is very important. Christmas Island is very important as well. The thing is, if I can take Pago, Tahiti, control these islands around here, deny him access to Fiji while the men starve there. If I then seize Palmyra, we do see his ability to function in the South Pacific really diminish to an extent. Like, for example, we have control of Wake and we have control of Midway. You can see that the large circle here is obviously the search radius of the H6K4s. So what we can see here then is they're just out of range of Johnson Island, just out of range of the Hawaiian Islands. Well, we did see previously, if we were to take control of Palmyra, we'd actually we'd be looking at just, I think it was about a hex away from actually being able to run over Hawaii. We'd have excellent coverage of this area here. So as you can imagine, the only way he'd be able to move out from Hawaii would be basically like this, without being detected. It's not too likely. There's a part of me that would love to go for a bold operation at Johnston. We know that Johnston does have a fair few naval assets there. It does depend. It might be worthwhile going for a bold strike at Johnston. I think what we'd have to do then is we'd have to wait and see where the USN carriers are. The only time we've seen them was at their raid over here at Tarawa Island. And I've not seen them since. Well, that's a lie. We did see them perform a raid against Midway some days ago. I think they're probably at Hawaii. I genuinely don't have an idea where they are at the moment. It's a hard one to say, really. Also, we abandoned the submarine patrols off the American coastline. I just don't think it's worthwhile. Though he might still believe there's a threat, we'll see. We'll be moving forces to the Illusion Isles in March. Taking some secure, well, some decent bases there. I'm just not entirely sure what I want to be doing with my battleships at the moment. I just don't think it's worthwhile using them out here and guzzling fuel. I mean, any raid, any invasion of Johnston would have to be just... It'd have to be squeaky clean. It'd have to get in there undetected and get out of there immediately. I mean, it might be even on the first... I suppose this is it. I think Johnston's just out of the question. The issue is, if the carriers weren't at Pearl Harbor, then we could potentially go for that. But the thing is, it's like, if they're even in the vicinity of Pearl Harbor, in the vicinity of Hawaii in general, anything that was sent there would be completely crushed. It's a difficult one. We don't know what he has there on the island. We don't know what he has in the area, so we've got to be mindful of that. And things in China are heating up to a degree, but ideally we'll be able to break through the defensive line. Also, we do have the Battle of Changsha, that's obviously kicking off. We'll have increased numbers of bombers actually against the garrison over here at Wangkao. Also continue with the bombardments. I mean, I think what we'll do then is we'll destroy the airfield completely. Obviously what we're looking for then is the airbase supply here. Just try and really drive down his amount of supply. That unit, the mixed brigade is moving south here, should be able to intercept that. And this is a difficult one here. Obviously the fact that we did have the 3rd Division repulsed, with fairly heavy losses, looks like about a third of their fight and strength there, unfortunately. So it's a difficult one. I might have to hold them here, but there's not really anything gained from holding them here. We know he's moving out of the area. So the question is, do we move them here, or do we have them head back to replenish, or do we have them join the 104th Division over here? And the 104th Division isn't going to be able to hold back nearly 70,000 men. They just can't do it. One division isn't strong enough, even supported by artillery. But I think we have to try and fight him. I can't allow these men to make it to the other side of the river there to Hengyang. Otherwise things become a little bit more complicated. It might be for the best men just to have them move on to Changsha, but the thing is that Changsha, what are they really contributing? Just their guns really, but I've got artillery regiments that can do better jobs of that. I think we'll make a decision on that one in the next stream really. These men over here, they do have that heavy artillery, and that is very nice. They're the 15cm guns. I've got to make use of that. I mean, there's about 59,000 men there. What I might be able to do then, and let's take a look. So I've got about 1,900 men there, fighting men. About 1,900 support troops as well. We do have some artillery pieces as well. The question is, it's like, I need an idea of the strength here. There's only one unit at Nanning though, so that's very handy. What we might do then... We know he's moving men here. See, that unit's been there before, actually. So that might not actually be on the rail lines. That might be simply moving between the bases here via regular movement. I think what we'll do then is potentially have this force make its way over to the other side of the river, maybe. Or what we could do then is... I mean, this is it. Even with the mixed brigade here... Is it a mixed brigade or is it a mixed regiment? I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, the mixed regiment, okay. Still not quite strong enough. I need more men in southern China. And the thing is like, that brigade there would do excellent. But the thing is, I don't want to put more men into China. We have what we need in China to win. We just need to use it effectively. We did have a scanner potentially activating the Soviet Union, but thankfully we were able to rectify that situation. I mean, we do have... I mean, let's take a look at this. So obviously over here at Hankow, we have got like KI-43-1C Squadron in position. I'm considering having them sweep over the base, but the question is which base do we sweep, and really what is the benefit of sweeping there? We know he has the H-81s over here, so obviously the Flying Tigers are over here at Shanghai. The question really is, what's the point of fighting a fighter? It's not really going to get me anywhere. It's far easier to destroy their airfield than it is to really destroy them in the air. If I'm fighting them head on, there's always a chance I'm going to lose something. So probably not the best. Quite a few decisions yet to be made. Which is why I always like to take these in like 2 streams, really. We always make the vast majority of our decisions in the first one. We have some time to think them over in the second, and yeah, then we finally get the turn finished. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. I think we'll call the stream to an end here. Actually, it's a nice spot to go ahead and end it. So it's been absolutely fantastic having you all here. Thank you so very much for watching, as per usual. It's awesome to see you guys come back. Well, episode after episode. I think it was a little bit of a quiet turn, really. Not too terribly much had happened there. But ultimately, pennies built pounds. Eventually we'll be making our way to Chuking. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of effort, but we will eventually get there. So, I'd love to hear what you guys think down in the Discord, and obviously in the comment section as well. It'd be fantastic. And of course, thank you for watching. If you guys have enjoyed this, please do consider supporting my content. You can do this on YouTube by following me at XTRG, and Twitch at XTRG as well. Shocking, isn't it? The same name twice. And of course, if you guys really would like to support me in another way, you could always consider becoming a patron of mine. Really appreciate it. And until next time, thank you for watching. Restart. Thanks, J Street. Appreciate it so very much. Until next time, thank you for watching, guys. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you again in the future. Goodbye for now.